All right, man, peace. So the Washington Wizards ended their season a game early, in my view. I thought that they were going to be able to take it to 7 games, but I think that the fact that they got closed out in 6 games was much more revealing in regards to the turmoil that they're experiencing within their locker room. So they're going to talk about it. I'm going to chime in.
Well, the planning going forward for DC is also a question, with a ton of conversation to come on whether or not these two here in that picture will play another game together as Wizards moving forward. They reflect on the end in Game 6.
At the end of the day, you lose, and you evaluate, you look at it and see where you can get better. And next year, like you said, we haven't been knocked out the first round, so I'm a little bothered by that,
Well, you guys just happen to match up with the team that you normally would get knocked out in the second round by, because you guys were not really an 8th seed. You fell to 8th because John was hurt for most of the season. The issue that you guys are having is that you're more concerned about competing with each other than you are with competing with the other team. And there are a few reasons for that. Number one, you have the wrong coach. Scotty Brooks is not going to lead anybody to the next level. He's a feel-good coach. He's not a championship-level coach. Number two, you're jealous of John Wall. Number three, John Wall is not a great player. He's just a very good player who's a great athlete. So you guys have quite a few problems. If I was Ernie Grunfeld, I would blow the team up.
We're a better team than it. We have high expectations for ourselves coming into the year, and we fell short of them.
I think
you need to take them damn sunglasses off. That's what I think. You're more concerned about your fashion sense than improving your overall game, brother. You're supposed to be the point guard of the Washington Wizards, and you coming in like you're posing for a Carl Kanai ad from 1993. I mean, come on. You guys just got knocked out in the first round in Game 6, and you got your shades on in the post-game press conference?
We have an opportunity this summer to try to make our team better. We've been in a situation before where we fall short for certain situations. So I think most importantly, just starting from me and Brad, we both can keep getting better and improving our game, improving our condition, all those type of things that.
I'm going to give you a break on your conditioning and your admission that you got tired down the stretch of Game 5 because you have missed most of the season, and you are known for playing through injuries, playing through pain. You're a very tough brother. You're a very strong-minded brother. I'm just not sure that the mix that you have in Washington is right for you. You may have to request a trade. Maybe they could send you somewhere where you may fit a little better, wherever that may be. Who knows? But you certainly don't fit in there. Either you or Bill or both of you have to go.
Things that we can prepare ourselves for a long season, and then in the day it's up to our front offices to add the pieces they think we need to make our team better and more complete.
A lot of questions with this team as well. John Wall, look, up and down season, he was out a bunch here. I mean, obviously.
Their biggest problem is that their best player is just very good, not great. He's Russell Westbrook, lowercase. That's what he is. He's a mini Russell. And Russell Westbrook is not a great player. He's just a player who plays great. John Wall is nowhere near a great player. And oftentimes he doesn't play great. But he is an extremely high-level athlete. They just have a very poor mix. That's come to an end. They need to blow that up.
Obviously, there are things you could look at, but they spend the money on Otto Porter. That didn't kind of work out. They don't have enough of a bench. Where do you go from here if you're Washington?
Well, first of all, John Wall's out. If John Wall was healthy, they wouldn't be an 8th seed.
Right.
Probably would have had a higher seed.
That's
maybe.
right.
That's true, but Grant Hill, even if they were a 5th seed, would they have been viable to get to the finals this season? No. At best, they're the 3rd best team in the Eastern Conference, at the very, very best. And I wouldn't even put them that high, because Philadelphia is better than them. Boston is better than them, especially when they're fully healthy. I think that Cleveland would have beat them, even though they're better than Cleveland overall, top to bottom. LeBron James has a mental hold on them. I just don't see much from the Washington Wizards. It's time to blow them up. Either you're going for the championship or you should be going for, for some type of rebuild.
Maybe get out of that first round. But still, even before Wall was healthy, there was a tremendous amount of inconsistency with this team. You thought, okay, this might be the year that they take a big step and maybe, be in that conversation with Cleveland and Toronto in the Eastern Conference. And that really just hasn't happened. And there's a lot of talk, a lot of chatter, a lot of noise about this team not getting along. And so it's going to be interesting. I mean,
it's very obvious that they don't get along, Grant Hill. All you have to do is watch them on the sideline. They're always bickering. They're always holding their heads. They're always looking down. They always seem exasperated with one another. Very, very bad mix. Beal and Wall do not mix. One of them or both of them has to go. I will get rid of the coach too. I'm not crazy about their coach. I didn't like him when he was with OKC.
Interesting. I mean, do they give up on this core?
Yes.
Do they give up on these two stars?
Yes.
Stars? Do they stick with them? Maybe try to change the complementary pieces? Big decisions from Ernie Grunfeld and the basketball operations staff for the Wizards this summer.
Well, here's the real issue. Even if they stick with Wall and Beal and they decide to change their complementary pieces, who are they going to bring in? What mainline free agent is saying to themselves, I want to go sign with the Washington Wizards? Washington, D.C. is not particularly an appetizing situation for most top-level players. Most of them want to relocate to a city or a state that's either tax-free or is known for being a place where you can bag a lot of chicks. Just being real. L.A., Houston, Miami. Those are normally the places where players want to go.
Yeah, it's hard to think about how to get better, but at the same time, that series kind of encapsulates what's wrong because the team on the other side is so deep and they don't have any depth whatsoever in Washington.
Yes, no, very interesting summer. One, I think we found out John Wall probably wasn't healthy all season.
Right.
And I think that affected everybody. I think Otto Porter had a subpar year due to John Wall not being able to facilitate and create the way he was accustomed to due to health. But I think there are some questions about this roster in the Eastern Conference with Philadelphia arriving. You know, Miami's in contention. Milwaukee possibly is going to continue to improve and get better.
Miami's in contention, but Miami needs a frontline superstar. They're one superstar away from contending for a finals appearance. I was very impressed by their showing against Philadelphia. Even though they lost in 5 games, Philadelphia has 2 superstars. Like, they have 2, I won't say superstars, but bordering on superstars. They're heading there very, very quickly. And Philadelphia played with a high level of composure. Miami has no superstars. They don't even really have any stars. And every game was a grit and grind matchup. They just didn't have the scoring. But if they would have bring in a LeBron James, they'd be right there with any team in the East.
Better, of course, with the Raptors at the top, and then we'll see if LeBron is still in the East as well. So, tough conference to be trying to figure yourself out in right now.
All right, what we're trying to figure out is how many of those...
But anyway, that's it on the Wizards in more ways than one. We'll see what happens with Toronto. They're waiting on, I believe that they're waiting on the winner of the Cleveland-Indiana matchup. So we'll find out what happens with that. But anyway, peace.